call you Halaburger is what they call you.
Halaburger. Betty, halitosis. They call him everything but Halliburton.
Call me Halliburton, damn it.
You know,
you bunch of Jalen Brunsons out there just sitting at home doing nothing while I'm putting in work with Shea in the playoffs.
I'm sorry. I support 32 teams in the NBA or however many.
Gentlemen,
man, first of all, it's not that many teams in the NBA. Goddammit!
As I look at this thumbnail, and I tell you this right now, I know we were against it. I'm still against it. I do not like sponsored tables, but you got to understand, Slim Jim has to be the happiest motherfucker because this picture will be in history. In history, 10 years from now, they might show this picture and Slim Jim will be there. Slim Jim may not even be in business anymore, but it'll be on this table. It will be on this table.
Punk sat there for an hour and they just had that logo in the like this is bullshit. I wish it didn't work so well for them. I wish the Slim Jim logo was off to the side a little bit. I wish there was it was just there. You just go, When Cena pulled out the table, I rolled my eyes at it. I hate it so much.
Marcus and Manny, let me tell you this right now. All the other sponsors are mad. Prime, Real American Beer. They were like, why did we get the fucking table? The table is what everybody loves. Welcome everybody to the Sharpshooters Wrestling Podcast. I am Eric.
I'm 700 other thumbnails. Lord Manny Hayes, but he didn't even go through the rest of the thumbnails. This is...
I was going to go through the thumbnails as we talked about it.
No, that doesn't make sense. It's for people to click it for the quick preview. So did he go too far? Did he criticize that man? Did he go too far? All right? Did he go too far? Is CM Punk buried? Okay? Is Asuka's going to the beginning of the ring? Is she going to win that shit?
The queen of the ring, you bum.
I'm in the 21st century, man. She can choose whatever ring she wants to be, king or queen. I don't care. I don't support matriarchy. Not matriarchy. What is it called? Patriarchy. No, not patriarchy. Monarchies anyway.
Marcus, I mean, just sitting here, Fatu officially no longer loves Solo. We knew this from last week where he told us at the event that he hated Solo. I hate you, Solo.
He kicked him in his afro. I mean, his mohawk.
But you know, ironically, that might have been my favorite segment of SmackDown for all the wrong reasons. But Marcus, you said that you want to jump straight in and you want to talk about the Slim Jim moment of the week. That is the moment where John Cena decided to not only recreate the pipe bomb, but have his own pipe bomb where he put CM Punk through a table. And I just don't understand. Maybe Punk is old, but I thought he should have got up. He just sat there the whole time. Yeah,
but Cena lied there when he was put through the table.
I know, but it was just like.
Which ironically, didn't he also have a match with R-Truth?
Yeah.
So I looked up in 2011. See, John Cena and R-Truth battled in a tables match where John Cena was in a losing effort. CM Punk then comes out and does pipe bomb. This week on SmackDown, John Cena versus R-Truth. They run it back, and so when John Cena again loses to R-Truth via disqualification, but reverses and does the pipe bomb on CM Punk and says hi to Claudio Castagnoli and others.
You know, John Cena did a lot of things. But personally, I thought he did one thing that was inexcusable. And I felt like I didn't know it until the moment until it happened. I didn't think calling somebody potato salad would be so offensive.
Oh my God.
I went to myself and I said, I'd be damned if someone called me potato salad. I got to get the blade.
Potato salad you're being called.
It don't matter.
If you're being called white potato salad or you're being called black potato salad.
If they're calling me potato salad, they're not talking about good potato salad in this situation. They're calling me potato salad. That's like even a star of a cookout, of a summer cookout. No one is there for the potato salad. That's what you try to avoid.
Let me ask this to you, Manuel. Let me ask you this. Or Manish, whichever one today. I like mixing it up. I like calling his name Manuel for fun. It sounds like a more dignified name. That personally against Manish. But, Manuel, let me ask you this. What kind of potato salad you think John Cena's been eating his whole life?
Ooh.
Just tell him. Just look at him.
Ones with reasons.
Yes. So when you heard that coming, if I was laying on that motherfucking table, damn selling, damn all these people in this arena, damn my payday in Saudi Arabia, I would have stood up like a man and said, what the fuck you want to do now? What the fuck you want to do now? You ain't calling me no potato salad, all right? This motherfucker you. Like, John Cena just ripped it to CM Punk, his entire legacy, called basically a hypocrite, a cash grabbing, I got nowhere else to go, loser who's gone to Saudi Arabia when he swore he would never go. You're a piece of shit hypocrite. He called him a tension, and he just went on and on. And I was shocked by this segment because the match ended with like 10 minutes to go. And I was like, what they gonna do? And then when John Cena stood up there, he started talking. I was like, oh shit, getting into him. And then the crowd started cheering him at the end of it. Man, that's the heel John Cena I wanted. God damn it, I want to hug that man. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Really?
I want to hug that man.
But Manny, because I know you love to throw this word out towards me all the time. So how did you feel about John Cena just pretty much calling CM Punk a hypocrite? That's the whole thing he did. He called him a hypocrite without saying it. A hip on the
He is, because money talks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Money talks in every instance. Oh, I'm never coming back to wrestling. Tony Khan threw a bag at him and he came back to wrestling.
Yeah.
I'll never go back to WWE. Oh, when things went terrible in AEW, where am I going? I'm going to WWE. I'm never going to Saudi. Voice of the voiceless. You're a millionaire, Punk. You're a millionaire.
And so, as we all know, that my
CM Punk, you're the Yankees.
My memory is shite. So did CM Punk bury Claudio, Nick, and Zack Ryder? And shout out to Zack Ryder saying hello back to John Cena.
I don't know what Claudio has to do with it, but I'm assuming Nick Nemeth and Ryan Nemeth. Remember, Ryan Nemeth is Nick Nemeth's brother, and he was involved in that CM Punk AEW lawsuit. But I don't know what Cadona have to do with anything either. So I just assume he was just naming people he liked.
I believe Claudio is friends with John Cena with the lifting shit. And
Claudio's like the nicest guy. He's friends with everybody.
And then he always had a soft spot for Matt Cardona back in the day when he stole whatever her name was from him.
Eve Torres?
Yeah, Eve Torres.
Dig that name out of my brain.
But overall, I thought this was a very good segment. I mean, if you want to talk about selling a match, and Marcus, I'm going to double down on what you said last week. This match should not be for the Saudis. It should be in America or even at most in London. I don't think that we deserve a good build and a good match.
They're doing it because it's the 14 years ago since the Money in the Bank match. So that's the timing wise.
I understand timing. I understand doing it, but it's got to be in America. It's got to be in America. It has to be in either Boston or Chicago or New York. It should be in
It don't matter. Those cities ain't paying more than Saudis. Those cities are not paying more than those Saudis.
Marcus, I have bad news for you. It might be a point where it kind of becomes so bad that it's only going to be red in Saudi. There won't be no more American shows.
Oh, no. They're going to tear wrestling.
Jimmy wants to be a contrarian. He says, I'm probably a party of one, but as I appreciate the effort from Cena, but if there's only so much that people could say about Punk that hasn't been said before. I mean, I agree with that, but it has not been said by John Cena. And I think saying it by John Cena, whether he's a bad guy or a good guy, it has a lot more credence because at the end of the day, both CM Punk, Philip and John are two selfish individuals that will only do what's best for them.
John's not selfish. John's only giving. He's only giving.
Marcus, John has
he's done it all. For 25 years, he's the only one that worked every day for this company.
When John Cena calls you a piece of shit, it's like Superman calling you a piece of shit.
Yeah. But Manny, he called him potato salad. He called him potato salad. He didn't even I'd rather be called a piece of shit than potato salad.
Yeah, but that's the equivalent, Eric.
No, it's not.
It's the equivalent.
He got John Cena up there cursing on the turnbuckle. You know there's some serious shit going on.
There's still some good in him because he said motherfudger. There's still some good in John Cena.
So let me ask you guys a question.
Okay, because I had a follow-up.
Sit on top of a ramp or sitting on top of a turnbuckle? Where is the most pettiest place to deliver your pipe bomb to somebody? Marcus, I'll go to you first.
I'm going to say in the ring. In the ring. You don't sit 50 yards away from me on the ramp. You do it behind my back while I'm laying dead on the table. Okay? That's where you do it. Because I could get up at any moment and punch you in the face. I'm just saying it's the best. That was the better thing.
If it was me, Marcus, I would be sitting on the ground leaning back on the turnbuckles because I wanted to be out of breath.
So
try to catch my breath and then talking in between breaths.
So, Manny, I have this question for you. John Cena, and we can get to your follow-up where you want to be on the ramp or not, or on the turnbuckle. We know you ain't leaving that bottom rope. But
you kind of know my answer already.
Manny, let me ask you this. On a Tuesday night, Manny, from maybe 2 or 3 years ago, had a few. Which one are you? CM Punk laying on the tables or John Cena on the turnbuckle? Which one? What kind of? I'm sorry, the Slim Jim table. Which kind of drunk are you? Are you the angry one up there?
Marcus, it depends. Depends on the Tuesday night. Depends how well the Tuesday night went. Depends how bad the Tuesday night went. Sometimes you may pick a fight that you shouldn't be picking a fight with, and you lose.
So you're R-Truth.
Depends on if you love Island on NXT Locker Room. But to answer the question, as Marcus though, I am the flamboyant bottom rope flyer known as Eric. I will be cutting my promo in the corner like Raven. Make sure my back is touching the bottom rope to let CM Punk know, staring at him like, yeah, that's what's going on. JK Swish says,
he's out here being a king of the rope. Being
king of the bottom rope.
King of a rope.
Yeah. May Hulk Hogan be served the worst hospital food while he heals up. Marcus is so exhausted by watching the Dodgers' excellence, and Cena was dropping bars and spitting truth that he says, when you make the nice employee finally snap, and why did Punk look like he was taking a nap while having heartburn? He did look like he needed some gas X.
He had the itis. He had the itis. This is everybody after Thanksgiving. Everybody. John Cena looks like he put in this picture, by the way, because a little cloud. But
know what it looked like? Looked like CM Punk ate the Slim Jim potato salad. He ate
one Slim. Don't eat the Slim Jim.
Don't eat the Slim Jim potato salad.
But Punk to ask like Downey Jr. in here, like I'm dying. Oh no, Iron Man! No, Iron Man, don't die.
Marcus, I would disagree with your title. I don't think it was an unhinged promo. I think it was very well pointed. He had all his facts he wanted to have, but I think to follow up with this thumbnail, Marcus, did the segment go too far, Marcus? And what do you think? Do you think it went too far?
I think it went too far, man. I don't know if there's any. I feel like John Cena did such a good job, and maybe I'm overhyping John Cena's promo ability or this segment. Maybe it's fresh in my mind, but I thought this is one of the best of his career. It's going to be a highlight of his career. And I think he ripped into everything that has been CM Punk for years. And yes, it is stuff repeated and said before, but this man came with evidence and receipts. It was like being in the courtroom and someone was reading the closing statement on the end of CM Punk's career. And I feel like there's no coming back for that, to the point where CM Punk's going to go to Saudi Arabia and get his ass whooped. I will equate this to when Triple H talked all that shit to Booker T to his face, all that racist shit, and then beat him. It's the same thing that's gonna happen. Punk ain't beating him.
Well, I think Cena's just gonna cheat to win, as he's been doing in the last couple of matches. But let me ask you, because you think it went too far. Where would the line have stopped? Where would you have stopped?
I think I don't even know. I don't know, because I don't know.
I don't know what part went too far, because there's normally a line.
I think having him passed out on the table and not being able to rebuttal is the line. Like he needs to have some type of. I always thought he was going to get up at some point.
Yeah,
if you just get your ass whooped and then someone talking shit to you, and then bang, I leave and I'm the champion. Everybody's cheering me.
But Marcus,
I think it reversed it.
No, but that's called booking. Like now you gave people something to watch. So you watch Monday Night Raw, maybe for Punk's rebuttal. Maybe the rebuttal happens on next week's SmackDown. You get that. But I don't think it went too far, personally. I think I think it's what makes wrestling entertainment, because wrestling fans, as we speak right now, are so in the know. I think when you incorporate aspects of real life into the story, we know Punk is not the savior and the saint that he says that he is. We know that John Cena is not that savior and saint. So to put in their negative aspects about their personalities, and of course, the one thing that gives wrestling fans that hard on, that makes them go all night long, is when you mention people who don't work for companies.
First of all,
anymore.
I want to cut you off. There ain't no wrestling fan getting hard-ons or going all night long. They're all sitting at home alone with their keyboards. If they're doing anything, they're masturbating. It's lasting minutes. It's lasting minutes.
You have to understand that people probably got so excited to hear those 3 names mentioned on WWE television that it was like, huh. And of course, it goes down to that point where John Cena can say that, and nobody is going to get upset if John Cena for mentioning those 3 guys. Like I said, those 3 guys' names being mentioned, whatever. Being called potato
Why are you
salad
not
for me.
mentioning those 3 guys' names? Why not saying Nick name of Claudio Castro back then? What embargo are you under?
Because you know what?
Castagnoli, that's why.
Let's first and foremost, that guy who should not be named was every reason why he didn't get pushed was shown when he went to AEW. We all know why he didn't get that. Nick is doing well. He's kind of still working with WWE in some type of way. Because
he literally said he doesn't want. He's done everything he can possibly do with WWE. He doesn't really want to work.
I thought Dolph Ziggler needed to leave. Like, he was there forever. Like, what more could he do? He's out there doing it. And as for Matt Cardona, nobody wants him. Nobody does.
He's in TNA this week, wasn't he?
Yeah, Matt Cardona's a TNA wrestler.
I don't watch
and
TNA.
You know what? You need to stop. You need to stop shitting on people in TNA. Like, the Iconics are back. Okay, they're back. Maybe we get them on NXT this week.
Would you have left this for next week? Would you have saved the segment for the SmackDown before the pay-per-view? Or do you leave it for now? Because I don't necessarily care what CM Punk has to say after this. Much like we didn't really care. Well, we've not cared. Like we didn't have John Cena make a rebuttal before Money in the Bank last 14 years ago.
Yeah, but it's more like he is the baby. Like it ended with John Cena basically being the face. He started playing with the crowd a little bit.
Yeah,
he started.
Well, they started cheering him. They started cheering him.
Every time he said he was the
greatest of all time. Every time he said he was the greatest of all time, they cheered.
Yeah, and that's the reverse of what he's technically supposed to be doing right now, because CM Punk is the babyface. CM Punk can't be a face after this promo because it was like someone wrote a tell-all book and was like, "This is how fucked up he is." Even though we've seen it, now that it's in literature, it's searching more. Even J.K. Swift said it seems like they needed to make Cena just a jerk, let him talk his game, and there was no need for The Rock or Travis Scott or any of this. I agree with that. John Cena by himself is better than with Travis Scott, but they started that story and all that, and I don't even understand they lost handle of it.
Like I said, I think when you have a natural role reversal, when the crowd decides that, you know what, I'm going to cheer this guy, what he's saying, that's what wrestling's about. You get to pick and choose.
But you want that.
I want to
not for your babyface. You want John Cena to be booed. God damn it! He's a bad guy. He's a very bad man doing bad things. He's like Rikishi right over
Marcus.
Steve Austin.
Nobody was booing John Cena. There's too much respect for John Cena and what he's accomplished, and his heel turn has not even really been a heel turn. It's just been there. So it's like one of those things. It's like you get what you get. So to switch the roles to make CM Punk the heel in this situation, I'm all for it.
You think they're doing it? You think they did a double switch?
Yeah.
You think that was intentional to do a double switch? I don't think so. I don't think Triple H. You're giving WWE. You see your WWE bias. You're giving them too much credit.
You're giving Triple H too much credit, right?
Yeah. This was a John Cena promo that was making him look like an asshole, but people liked John Cena and his delivery was too much.
No, I don't think that. I'm not giving Triple H credit. I'm not giving WWE credit. But I think they would be foolish if they wouldn't take this momentum that John created and use it to their advantage. I think you have to sometimes, Marcus, you play cards. Sometimes you get a shitty hand, but then one time you might get a card and you make the best of that card that you can. And quite frankly, comparing this match between Punk and John Cena to the trash that we got on Monday Night Raw between Gunther and Goldberg, this is so much better. Like this makes you say, you know what? I'll watch Saudi Arabia, at least for this one match right here, just because you really want to know how the fans are going to react to Punk and Cena.
It's Saudi Arabia.
Well, I mean, but still, I think that it's Saudi Arabia. But the thing what they did to the crowd right there, they switched the crowd. I mean, look what everybody's talking about right now. We're talking about John Cena's pipe bomb. I mean, I thought it was clever. I don't know if it was intentional and it happened the way that it did, but it did. I thought it was great. And the kid back in Manny's background thinks it too. She's hopping around celebrating what John Cena did.
It's a trampoline.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, you got to go out there and beat those kids, okay? Go out there and give them the old.
Can I tell you guys a segment that I might be in minority that I really
so we're done with this. We're done with this.
Yeah, I think so. I think we can move
on. Can I add one more thing?
Go ahead.
One more thing. He thinks it's going to lead to a CM Punk tantrum of any kind.
It could.
Like it was a lot. It was a lot. And they're asking him to do a lot. They actually be him a hypocrite to go to Saudi Arabia and fight John Cena for this money. They're exposing his business and all that. Do you think this is going to lead to the CM Punk blow up that we all knew was probably going to happen? That's my final question. We got to get AEW Punk.
So we're close to 2 years of him being back in WWE, and we haven't had CM Punk with incident yet.
He was injured for half of it,
Marcus. But I also think
that showing up.
Marcus, I think they're professional, and he's working with grown-ass people, and I think him and John have already talked about what's going to happen. And what makes a better story, Marcus, if you incorporate some real life of CM Punk blowing up and using that to make it seem like he's an outside rebel in the show. I mean, I think it makes it. I mean, I think that there was also another segment that took place on SmackDown where I think that they're planting the seeds of someone becoming a real nightmare. And that was Cody Rhodes. I ain't never seen a man interrupted so many times. He never even got to say, what did we want to talk about? Because he was interrupted by Jay, who should never have a microphone. Then he was interrupted by...
with Jay.
No, but you know what I mean. Then he was interviewed.
After Jay.
Then he was
interviewed. Fault for Jay's run.
He was interrupted by Sammy, who I think Sammy painted a great happy story, but I was like, damn. And then
I'm tired of Sammy. Sammy gets a strike every time he speaks now. Until he changes his character, he gets a strike. I'm tired of his bullshit.
And then Randy came out there and just put everybody in their place. And next thing I know, we come back to the match. I was like, damn, Cody never got to see what he wanted to talk about. I wanted to know what Cody had to say. This was... The worst part about this segment, it was booked for Cody to talk. It was advertised. Cody is going to talk to us. And then everybody else in this moment said, fuck Cody, I need to talk. Yeet.
Yeah, but what could Cody actually say in this segment? I know you wanted to hear from Mr. I'll drink weekly vodka.
No.
But there was nothing he could have said.
No,
there was absolutely nothing he could have said.
No, I didn't. He said plenty with his facial expressions. You could tell that he was clearly frustrated, that he was trying to keep a stiff upper lip or something like that. It was like, it was something I really enjoyed. I thought this was a very, very good segment. I enjoyed it. What about you, Manny?
No, I'm tired of Sami Zayn.
God damn it,
Manny. Manny, hold up.
Carry Cross put in his place.
Hold up, Manny. I know he wasn't good. I know, but let me cut him off. I just want to add one thing to Manny. No,
Marcus, you didn't stop cutting people off. Manny has a thought. Let Manny get his thought. Then you could go ahead, Manny.
I'm just going to wait till he forgets his thought.
I'm not going to forget. It's gone. It's not gone, but go ahead, finish it.
I was finished. I'm tired of Sammy. I'm tired of this bullshit of like, when it's my turn. But you ain't. You are still on 0, Sammy. You are on 0 championships.
Manny. So this is my beef with you, Manny. Right here, right now. We go to a wrestling segment. It doesn't matter what the promotion is. It could be AEW, WWE, whatever. You focus on one person you hate. You don't care about anything else in the segment. This week is Sammy. There's another week it's Thea Hell. Thea Hell could just be walking by in the background and maybe like, Thea Hell ruined the segment. It'll be a great segment going on. She had nothing to do with it. But you focus on one person and it ruins the segment for you. It's like you have a nice chocolate cake. It's delicious kind of cake, and then you go, get this icing out of here. I hate it.
Excuse me, because when we were talking about what happened on AEW, did he not focus on the entirety of Mercedes Moné 1? That was why he did not like what happened on AEW.
No. First of all, I haven't.
Eric is innocent. No, Eric is 100% guilty. He don't care about no Zeuxes.
No, but first and foremost, Manny, although you try to throw me under the bus, I'm about to defend you because I think Manny is entitled to dislike the entire segment.
I'm sorry, it's untitled. It's untitled.
I think this is because there was a segment that happened backstage before the main event where Jamie Noble is trying to contain R-Truth, trying to keep him in line. And then fucking Damian Priest comes and talks to him. And I'm like, why are you putting your business in this, Damian Priest? Take your boring ass someplace else. It ruined everything for me. So, Manny, I understand what you mean when you see somebody who you feel doesn't belong there, just ruining a segment.
Eric, when you talk about that segment, Eric. Now, let me ask you something. We're in the ring. You're crashing out, yeah? You're R-Truth, you're crashing out.
Yeah.
And I'll be Jamie Noble. If I grab you by the head, yeah, and grab you like this to try and calm you down, I'm telling you, you're swinging on me. I know for a fact you two would swing on me if I tried to do that shit to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Manny Marcus, that was the most tender moment in wrestling this week. I don't know what that was.
But would I do that to Jamie Noble, Manny? I don't think so. I like Jamie Noble enough. If he grabbed me, I go, Jamie, why you almost got fucked up, Jamie. Yeah, and hold on, dip between Manny's segment with Sami Zayn and an ensemble of people in the ring. The Priest R-Truth segment was two people, basically.
Yes, but Mark.
Yes, one person could ruin that segment because they both were the focal point. And I understand that. But Manny is only focused for an ensemble group that Sami Zayn is out there. Everybody else has something to say.
I want everyone to check back the tape. I never said I dislike the segment. I just said I'm tired of Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you chose not your hatred for Sami Zayn chose you not to talk about the segment. You said I don't want to talk about Sami
Marcus,
Zayn.
can you let the man speak, Marcus? Let the man speak. This is not just your show.
I hated the segment. You decided to take a beef with me.
Yes.
And then go on your little tangent of
hold on. First of all, you're correct. Second of all, me going is just a sign of Braun Breaker being my favorite wrestler of all time. Because now he's a racist dog. Because Byron Saxton came by and he just started barking. And I went, oh my God.
So, I mean,
he really is a dog.
I'm glad you brought up the whole Braun Breaker thing situation.
Oh, I was going to bring this up. Yeah.
Because like one of the things when I was watching this whole segment, and I've been watching, the Seth Rollins faction going on throughout wrestling, and it just made me start to think about factions, and I was just wondering. I remember factions being a lot better. I think that, like, when Evolution was a faction, they all looked strong. When
Rick
the Shield was a faction,
Rick didn't look strong.
But Betty, you know who I mean. You know who I mean. No, but you know what I mean. When you had the Shield, they all look strong. It just seems like every time Seth has a faction, his subordinates look weak. And I don't understand what happened to the whole idea of booking faction strongs where everybody looks really good as a unit. I don't get why Bronson.
There's always one guy taking the pains.
I don't think you should, like what Eric Point is trying to allude to, is I don't think if you're trying to put in young guys that you wanna bring up with the main star, the way they're booking Seth's group is not that.
No.
I feel like they're gonna be worse off. It feels like a Jericho faction.
Yes.
It feels like a Jericho faction is what's happening.
I disagree. But I agree, but I disagree. I only want to disagree because I want to make another point about their faction.
Make your point. You saw how me and Manny became quiet.
Cut me off.
You see how it feels? You see how it feels?
No one cut you off.
I'm pissed off now. And JK still stopped bringing up the Dodgers and Ice, okay? They didn't let them in. I think that's what you're alluding to. But I will say this. I think if this faction was Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman, I'm 100% behind the faction. I'm 100% behind the faction. I think Seth Rollins weakens the faction, and I think we're not in a Jericho situation. We're in an Edge situation. When Edge started the Judgment Day, all those years back, they weren't going nowhere. It was when he broke up with them, and they jumped him out. And I think that's what needs to happen right now. I think Breaker and the Bronze and Heyman need to take his ass out.
But when did factions become so bad? Like before, it used to be a way to build up younger talent because like the Don Callis family, bad. The Ops, bad. All these factions don't do.
You not bring up the Ops. That's so beneath everything we're talking about.
No,
here.
but like Judgment Day now, bad. Everybody, like all these factions are not.
Paragon, bad.
Manny, they don't exist. I turn the TV off when I see them.
Can you
the
please
Hurt
not be
Syndicate,
so rude to little Adam
the
Cole?
Hurt Syndicate, bad. It's
They're not that bad.
Marcus, bad. I stand by.
In fact, of all the factions you brought up, Hurt Syndicate might be the number one spot.
No.
Who? Over who? Under who?
I don't know. When I see the Hurt Syndicate, I just see a lot of lost potential there.
Yeah, but I see a lot of lost time.
I think,
but I would say right now, if I were to say who's the number,
where the hell is Dark State?
Dark State had all this momentum, and then Shawn realized they weren't women and stopped promoting them. That's what happened.
We need more ass on the show. But who I'm going to say. The Hurt Syndicate is the best faction in wrestling right now. And I'm not saying they're doing the greatest thing or having the best storyline. I'm just saying that
you know what?
It is what it is.
They might be the best.
Everybody's kind of weak.
They might be the best because they don't ever fight.
They fight every week.
They walk out in suits. That's what they do. They don't do anything.
They fought a week ago.
Like, I felt like for me,
memorable, Marcus.
They're in the 10-man, 20-man, 15-woman tag match.
The only memorable thing that is about them is their theme song.
They hurt people.
That's it.
And Marcus, I think adding MJF really didn't help. Like I will get there later. But like,
I'm gonna put in the chat. Who's the best faction right now?
Going back to it, like the fact that it took Bronson and Braun that much effort to weaken LA Knight bothered me. I'm like, you guys are bullies. Whoop his ass. Like, get him. Like, what's taking so long? Just do it. Like, if we're not gonna do factions right, we don't need factions. Like, I think a perfect example of a bad faction right now, although I love her to death.
No syndicate wrong.
By that logic, Fatal Influence is the best.
By that logic, the Secret Hervice, all they do is take pins. Like, they could be such a badass faction if they took them seriously. Hey, shout out to Fallon, man. Fallon had her girl back. Just knocked that bitch. He knocked her on the block. When she slapped her, she just jumped in. Fallon, that's why she get to go to the cookout. And she wouldn't bring potato salad.
No, I use our Twitter handle or our YouTube comment, Manny. I put we chose the Hurt Syndicate.
No, you
chose the Hurt Syndicate. Marcus, I do not like the Hurt Syndicate at all.
I know that because you hate black people. You cheered out John Moxley skinhead group first.
No, I can't stand his faction either.
What do you got? Who's number one?
Nobody. Factions are really tight right now.
We have to pick a one. I'm talking about the worst of the worst. I picked the Hurt Syndicate at default.
The quarterback crew, they all try to get out, man. They all try to get out.
They look like they in prison or some shit.
Honestly, right now, Marcus, and this is for me, I would take the current iteration of Judgment Day over the Hurt Syndicate because they're entertaining to me. From the disloyalty of Finn Balor to Dom and his multiple women, stuff like that. I would take them over the Hurt bit. And you know what? Swipe Right is hilarious. They are hilarious.
You don't even know the name of the faction Swipe Right said.
The Vanity Project.
Damn.
What now? What? What? Exactly.
You might suck my dick.
You need to
I didn't have a comeback. Was not expecting that.
You need to be muted for 2 minutes. That's a penalty.
Yeah, because you know what, Marcus? It's one thing I like. I like cheesy fucking factions. And let me tell you, the Vanity Project is what it is. You know, bro, hundo. I know who they are.
Marcus has been penalty boxed.
Yeah, you've been on timeout, sir. You know, you tried to question my useless wrestling knowledge. Sometimes I know something. So you go over there, and in your penalty box, you enjoy the Hurt Syndicate. Just do that, because I don't.
We hurt people.
Yeah, go hurt yourself. You know what, Wes? I'm going to tell you this right now. I think Aces and Eights is going to be an unsung faction that until they did the typical NWO thing where they grow too big, it's one of those things. But I think the last time we had a solid faction was the original Bloodline with Roman and the Usos, because the Usos was dominating the tag division and Roman was doing his shit. And I think that was the last time we really saw anything that was good. Now, Marcus, would you agree with that? Or do you think there was another faction that was better than that? No, I think he's out the penalty box. I love my brother. You can be out the penalty box. Go ahead. You so like when my old age caught up to you. So, Manny, back to you. Are you going to choose the Don Callis family?
No.
Are they the worst faction in the game right now?
No.
It's a toss-up between him and the Death Riders.
Well, but see,
I think they're too high up. He ain't worse than the ops. He ain't worse than the ops.
We
I'll
still
say
don't
that
know
right
why
now.
Hook didn't want to work with him. We still don't know why Hook didn't want to work with him.
I don't know what's going on with that group. They just existed.
No, Mark, actually, the worst faction is Paradigm. Paradigm is the voice.
Paragon.
Paragon.
Whatever they are. Paradigm, Parasil, Parasite, Paradox, Peroxide, Pussies. It don't matter.
Can I add whatever Jake Roberts is doing?
It's Jake
whatever those guys is, like, the people he bought in that deal. Roosh and them.
Yeah, but overall, I think that if you're not going to do factions right, you really shouldn't do factions in wrestling, in my opinion. And I think that no one is doing it right now. Like, nobody. Okay.
Yeah, we're in agreement. We're in agreement. The only disagreement was the Hurst kid is the best of the bottom. That's all that was.
Another segment that I really enjoyed on SmackDown would have to be the interaction between Solo and Jacob. First, let's talk about when Solo and JC are walking into the arena and they shot up on him to make JC look like he's intimidating. I was like, he's still a little man. But I do appreciate Solo's logic of trying to explain JC why he needs Jacob back and he needs to be out there apologizing to him. But I also realized why Jacob don't want nothing to do with him no more. Manny, overall, what did you think about the segment between Solo and Jacob?
I enjoyed it. I need to know where it's going. Because Solo doesn't
Saudi Arabia.
Solo does not deserve a title match.
I don't know last time Solo won a match.
But
I guess last week. I think he won by DQ or something.
But I think the whole segment was that, and I think it was trying to just point out that what Jacob said is that, you know, we were family, but then this got into the way of it, the title. So if this is what's between us, let's settle it. Marius, did you like Jacob kind of being the bigger man in this situation and try to rectify their severed relationship? I wish he would have blamed JC personally.
And I don't understand. No, I give Jacob a strike, and I normally don't do this to Mr. Dog Walker here.
You be careful what you say.
Because
Mark, you walking on cherished ground right now, Mark. I'm curious what's about to happen.
Well, Rikishi's going to talk about me in this podcast, but I think Jacob misinterpreted what this whole argument's about. He thinks it's all over the U.S. title. No, fool! I was supposed to become Money in the Bank. We could have had a world champion, and then you yanked me down and then beat my ass over some shit I don't remember saying. That's all that happened. Jacob's in the wrong. Right here. Talk about for the U.S. title. Nobody care about that title, Jacob. Cost me Money in the Bank.
Well, let me get to one of my disappointing things that took place.
I guess that's the end of that segment.
That's pretty much it. It's not about something that I think really disappointed me on this episode of SmackDown. I think it was the Queen of the Ring matches. I don't think that they did any service to Asuka and Alexa Bliss in the presentation of the match. I thought that the match was what it was, but I really think that the audience needs to be reintroduced to Asuka or even to Alexa. Like, I was expecting some type of sizzle reel from WWE to hype me up for this match. Instead, it's just that, all right, we have these two older wrestlers that come out and they have their match. Asuka wins, and I'm supposed to care about this. Mark, did you feel connected between Asuka and Alexa Bliss in this match?
I didn't know who was going to win. I was actually on the edge of my seat.
Eric, I
didn't
think
know.
You, of all people, should need to be feel the need to be reintroduced to these two. It's not like they've been away for 2,000 centuries.
I think the thing was I was missing the entertainment value that sometimes WWE gives to a package. You know, like
there's too many of that shit these days. They do too many of it.
But I'm a big Asuka fan, and I just want Asuka to be presented in a better situation. And I think.
It's fucking Asuka. What do they need to do? She's won everything. What else do you need? You made the video package in your head, Eric. Do it.
I'm glad that she won the match. But then, like, later on the night, did we really need Bliss and Charlotte together?
They've been doing teasers for weeks. They better do something.
What are you
talking about? What's your thing here? If they still walk away from this?
I do not need Vince's Blondes as a tag team. They better not do this. Don't you do it, Triple H. Do it.
I need my white women to unite, okay?
That's what Fatal Influence is for, Marcus.
Nah, they're on the minor leagues. I need these two white women to unite. There's nothing else for them to do. I don't want to see Charlotte become world champion. I don't want to see Bliss become world champion. But if they were into that tag division, they can do whatever the fuck they want because I don't care about that tag division. We know Manish over there don't care about that. And Monte down here don't give a fuck about that tag division. So we'll let it all hang out.
How dare you call me multiple things on this broadcast?
I also
call you Jones.
Outside of that match, I thought the interaction between Tiffy, Nia, and Naomi was a little rushed and a little clunky. I don't know where we're going with this because it's like, yeah, Naomi has Money in the Bank, but it looks like somehow, some way, Nia done got herself another title match next week. I mean, like, how many opportunities is Nia going to get against Tiffy? Like, it's one of those things where it's like
her second.
but it just feels like I don't know. It was.
Let me tell you this, brother. Let me tell you this.
You going Hogan on me or you going Black Brother? Which one we doing?
We can do both here since we're in the wrestling stage. You got me. But by the way, worst wishes. So I hope he gets the worst hospital food possible. Hope someone spit in it. But anyway, I'm really mad when the hospital spit in your food. You're supposed to remind me. I got food poisoning. Anyway, this segment annoyed me for the simple fact that I'm so sick of the Money in the Bank briefcase. I'm so sick of fake cash-ins. We're about to get like 2 months, 4, maybe even 6 months of this. Of Naomi coming out like, I want to cash in now. I want to just do it when you do it. I don't got time for all this fake ass shit. You know what I mean?
I feel like this week a lot of momentum was lost by Naomi. I don't know why. It just felt like, the run out premature thing. I thought Jay looked good though in the back with her talking, her little promo. I thought she was solid. I thought Michin's shirt was solid too. I don't know what that shirt is, but more.
It wasn't a shirt.
You were just looking at the Michin glisten. She was
glistening. You know what? Let me tell you this.
Were glistening.
She went to the school of Diddy and Baby Oil. She know how to apply the glisten. She do.
That's why you're talking about it, your glasses fogging up. You need to calm down. Those Fontana girls will fuck you up, Eric. You know that.
Clearly. Got the other one got Big E whipped.
He ain't coming back. He got a job. Damn, she fucked him up.
He grabbed his briefcase and then he go to work.
All right, can I tell you who gets the strike of the week?
Okay.
The strike of the week. That strike of the week goes to Aleister Black.
Marcus, you're
Aleister
right.
Black is getting the strike of the week.
I wasn't gonna bring that shit up, but I don't know. Oh, because that's who. It wasn't JB Noble who interrupted. It was Aleister Black who was talking to R-Truth like, "What you doing?" And then Damian Priest comes talk to him. I was like, "You two motherfuckers go someplace else."
Yeah, Aleister Black gets the strike of the week because I want to tell him this as a fact. And Eric, you may co-sign with this, but you also going to slap me in the face for when I say this.
He need to go by that door.
No, Aleister Black ain't nothing but you trying to go to work. And he may show up and he may not. You saw his AEW run. He wasn't there half the time. And then he gonna come out there all laboring on his way to the ring to fight Kit. I forget his last name.
No, it was the other guy from Elton Deadly because we found out
Kit.
Elton's injured.
Elton's injured again.
When he was in the ring, I thought they were running back that dark match from last week.
I thought almost was showing up.
So anyway, Kit's way in the ring gets attacked by R-Truth and Aleister, who damn well didn't want to come to work today. Going in there, oh man, you're gonna make me work. We seen a year of you don't want to work, Aleister. You're full of shit. Kit Wilson, thank you, Kane. Thank you, Kane.
The sad part about when I see Aleister Black, I was just like, damn, why couldn't they decide Brody King? I would rather see Brody King in this situation. Actually, they could have brought them in as a tag team, and they might have did something as a tag team.
Eric, no, they wouldn't. Don't stop trying to make tag team wrestling happen, Eric. It ain't gonna happen.
I love me some tag team.
It ain't gonna happen, baby.
We gonna get a tag team evolution event one day. We gonna get that. I know it.
Tag team evolution.
That day, I will call in sick.
It'll be called like Tandem Evolution or something like that.
They ain't gonna ever give you anything about tag team wrestling. The closest they're gonna do is try to hype up the War Raiders again.
Maybe change it back to the Viking Raiders.
Yeah, the most entertaining thing in tag wrestling this week, Eric, and you know it's a fact, and it has nothing to do with anything that happened in the ring or even a segment. It was in passing. It's Woods dressed up as Silky Pimp Johnson from the Haters Ball. That is the best thing to happen in the tag division for all divisions on all wrestling platforms. Disgusting.
Well, I think so. SmackDown has some. It has some positives. It has some. I thought it was a good show to get you to Saudi. I mean.
We got another show.
You got another SmackDown before Saudi.
Yeah, but that show is taking place in Saudi, so the crowd is going to be extremely biased and be happy with everything.
Who's winning King of the Ring?
Saudi don't make noise.
Who's winning King?
Make noise and scream.
Yeah, I gotta. And then go back to being rich and shit and counting their ducats. Who got winning King and Queen of the Ring?
I think the Queen is going to be who's Jay's fighting this week. Roxanne Perez, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's a hard match for me to pick right here. I think you go with Jade in this situation, and then I think you have Jade win the Queen of the Wing defeating Asuka because
the Queen of the Wing,
because I think it's a huge accomplishment.
Think about chicken wings.
It's a big accomplishment, but I could also see them going with Roxanne. But I think the winner would be from the Roxanne Jade match. That's who the Queen of the Wing was. The Queen of the Ring.
Chicken wing.
I think some wings, man. Let me
ask you this about some wings, Eric.
All right.
I think Roxanne is doomed for the simple fact that they need somebody to replace Liv Morgan to go slide into that Nikki Bella spot.
Okay.
So I think Roxanne's going to do that.
So you think she's going to lose?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think Jade I think she's the winner. I think she is.
And then she's going to beat Asuka, though?
I think so. Because I think that's another notch you can put in her belt. Because Asuka can take losses. She can.
Asuka's just come back. I think she can just take a loss. So Asuka's been eating losses nonstop.
Yeah. And then when you think about building up Jade, who has not really accomplished anything in there, but just saying that she won the Queen of the Ring by defeating one of the most decorated women in women's wrestling. That's like a great attribute to put in there. It's like a win over John Cena. So I think that's what's going to happen as well. But you can make the same argument for Roxanne Perez too. Like that's why I think the
better matchup is Roxanne and Asuka, but
I do think that is better. But WWE is an entertainment company, and the better aesthetic is Jade Cargill.
But I think that Asuka
Jade don't look like a spectacle in Saudi. She won't. She all covered up, people. All covered up.
Just neck down. Make it some neck vein. You'd be like, oh shit, that's a neck vein.
As for the King of the Ring,
fingertips.
It's Randy and it's Jay versus who this week on Monday?
Cody.
Jay versus Cody.
I think we get Randy versus Cody, and I want Randy to win, but I think it's going to be Cody because I think the winner gets the match at SummerSlam, right?
Yeah. That's
so I think it's Cody Cena at SummerSlam.
2 nights. Met Life.
Oh, okay.
Home of the JETS.
Oh, please.
Someone has to do
it. All right, but yeah, you ready to go through the week, Eric?
I'm ready to go through the week.
All right, AEW Grand Slam. What's your thoughts?
I enjoyed the show. It had a great energy, and I applaud Hangman going out there, cut a promo in Spanish. I really don't know what he said, but whatever he said, it resonated with the crowd, and it got the crowd hyped for the night. As for the multiple-man match to start the show off, it's fine. We're in Mexico. That's what they do. They have these types
They don't have 14-man matches.
14 men.
14 men. I've never seen that anywhere.
I understand it's 707.
Oh, you don't even watch Mexican wrestling for you to even make that statement.
But I know the history.
I'm ready to blow a whistle and throw a flag out and say, too many men on the field. And also, Eric, you're going to get thrown out of here for your lying of saying you've seen, and you can tell me 5 people who was in a 14-man Mexican tag match right now.
But I know that they are known for doing a lot of multiple people matches. I think they were playing to the crowd. The crowd loved everything that they were doing. Everything. Did I like MJF fighting Mystico? No, but I think it was entertaining for what it was. I don't like the involvement of the Hurt Syndicate. I just don't. But crowd loved them some Mystical. The whole thing about the mask. I don't know what took the other luchadors too long to get out there. I don't know what happened. I just don't know why.
Eric, there were three very aggressive black men in MJF out there. They didn't want any of those problems.
I don't know.
I just let alone. You just tell me Bobby Lashley out there. I don't think I'm running out there with y'all.
Eric, who deserved the 4 million pesos more?
Yeah. So in the match,
and tell me why it's this guy.
I felt that Leo Rush was dressed like a bad sex slave, and his master told him, "You're gonna get plugged unless you bring some more money back into the club," and that's why he came out there. At the end, the match is what I thought the match was going to be. It was fun. It was high flying. It was a triple threat match. I could care less if they get paid or not. I really do. Hologram won. It's what it is what it is. As for Mercedes, I know I voiced my displeasure in the pre-show. My thing was it a bad match? No, I'm just tired of her winning titles, and I swear to God, if she beats Tony, I will riot.
You don't care about any of these titles that you're upset that she's winning. Can you even name 3 of those titles?
I'm mad about the Queen of Southside title because 1, it looked horrible. 2, that title shouldn't exist.
So she has the Queen of Southside title, she has the TNT Women's title, and she has the CMLL title.
Nope, she does not have the TNT title.
It's a TBS title.
TBS title. It used to be the TNT title, okay? Then they moved that.
It was never the TNT title.
What about you didn't care about
the bitch title. There it is. That's right.
I remember it was the hose at one point. It was that bitch show.
My thing is, I don't like Mercedes. I think Mercedes is her biggest fan, and I think that it's just, I don't know. I don't like her. I thought Tony's segment was really good, but I don't like them throwing Mina back into I'm tired of Mina and Tony being on and off again. Just let this story play out.
No, what do you make of the Beast Mortos going to the pay window because of his relations with
Marcus? I know you have to be happy. I think that's why Marcus is sitting here defends Mercedes, because it's finally getting the Beast Mortos getting paid. I mean, that's a meaty man. If you had to ask me who would be dating Mercedes Moné in 2025, Beast Mortos would not even be on my list. He wouldn't even be considered.
Let me tell you this, Eric. Let me tell you why he's a bachelor number 1. The Beast Mortos is a tremendous candidate.
And I agree with you. He does use the mask when they're boinking. I know he does.
Number 1. He's not even using it there. Number 1. The reason he's praying for her. The man, you can tell, has no ego. He's took more pins than anybody ever. Part Ishii. So someone had to have a cool ego in their relationship. He's going to be the one. He's going to take all her shit and just deal with it. Number 2, his name's Frank the lawyer, and he has a law degree. The man is educated. Let him go out there and do his attorney at Raw.
Can I ask a question? Is he Stax Consigliere? Because
he could be.
We don't know who the Consigliere is, because that shit just went out of control.
Marcus over here calling it a Consiglion.
A Consaguiagi.
Manny, I want to tell you this right now. I know you hate Tony D, and I know you do. But Betty, you are so Tony D with your dislike and distrust of people. I can see you acting the way. Fuck you. Where were you at? Why are you not here? I can see you acting this way. And shout out to Stacks and the worst looking goons. I hope he have different goons each week, because I do not like this set of goons that he had this week. I do not like this set. I need him to reset and buy new goons.
Can I ask you this?
Yeah.
This is NXT. He runs the Italian Mafia. Stacks, I'm going to say this. Better never have a black one. I'm going to tell you that right now. The Italian mob don't run that way. I don't want to see a black person in his faction. It ruins the whole gimmick. I'm just saying.
Mark Stacks might
be more open. He
might be inclusive.
But he might be more open, man. He might be more open. I thought the women's matches on NXT were very enjoyable. I mean, there were a lot of ones that I didn't know who was going to win. I preferred the first 2 over the ladder, because I don't really like Izzy Dame. I don't get it. Maybe I just don't want to get it personally.
I think she's just a Charlotte clone at the moment.
I don't even think she's that. And I just hope Braun Breaker broke up with her, because I think once he started dating her, his luster went off. I mean, I don't
That's
like
not him. You can't blame that on Izzy or Braun Breaker. You blame it on Seth. You blame it on Triple H. Don't blame it on these people. They have potential. Braun Breaker's barking at Byron Saxton this week. Leave him alone.
I would bark at Byron Saxton too, because remember he was a lot bigger than we thought he was. I was like, huh,
I know.
He's a lot bigger than I thought you were.
Yeah, when WrestleMania, we're like, oh shit.
NXT was just so much
you.
mindless fun. Like, that's the thing about NXT. I don't take it seriously. It's fun. Fallon is a very attractive young lady, and she got her people's back, and I appreciate that. Swinging on Blake Monroe. I don't agree with the white boots that Blake Monroe picked out for her outfit, but who am I to judge? Let's also just point out that Ava has no control over her show. She has no control. She needs to be fired. No.
Hank and Tank need to be fired because they come up to fucking Inamura and Briggs and go, "Oh, have a tag match. Have a tag team title match. They don't deserve anything." And then the nerve, Inamura gets a TNA title, then he gives it to Briggs.
So first of all, I told Shantae the whole time I was watching NXT, they need to fire Josh Briggs. But Marcus, I want to ask you this question. This is a question for you. Were you satisfied, Marcus? Oh, I have to tell you that he did his bouncy shit. I can't stand. I fast forward that match, Marcus.
You talking about Inamura?
Yes, I know how you're a fan of his bouncy splash. You love that.
God damn it! Right.
I mean, I just at this point, I was like, "This is
I
what
don't have any argument whatsoever."
I'd rather watch Pac stand on the top rope for 10 minutes before he dove.
Manny, at that point, I was like, "This is what Manny feels like when he sees these multiple people matches," because I wanted nothing to do with that match. Nothing whatsoever. Now, Shantae and I, we didn't care about the other multi-man match, but the backstage segment with AJ Francis, QC,
Navarro.
and Trick, that shit was hilarious because I know for a fact if somebody that you can't stand walks into the room and you throw your shades on the ground because you just want to fuck with them, but then you apologize like, you know what I did was a little bit too much, Wes. I'm sorry. I was like, you know what? You're right. And you know what?
Fuck Casey Navarro.
Huh?
Fuck Casey Navarro right away. You gonna tell me you sick right now? We about to go out there. Drake is a really good heel, by the way. He's so much better than him.
Yes, but let me also point out that Marcus, I like High Rise better than the Hurt Business.
Oh.
I think they need to change their music.
I think they need to lose some weight.
They meet him in.
I take OTO before I take these guys.
No, because the darker one, I don't know what his name is.
They're both dark as the night, man. Come on.
No, the one without the braids. The one without the braids, right? The short, stocky one.
Yeah, he had the nerve to fat shame both Hank and Tank.
Yeah,
when he bringing in both of them.
Yeah. But the fact that they are always dressed like they're in the Bahamas on the beach and that instead of wrestling, I appreciate that.
Okay, are we done? I have one more thing to recap.
Okay,
Eric, this week we saw a devastating injury to Liv Morgan.
We did. That shoulder popped out.
Shoulder popped out. Kairi Sane dangerous?
No, it's a fluke injury.
I don't know. She's around a lot of fluke injuries. There are a lot of coincidences. She could just be cursed. She could have a black cat living with her or something.
Maybe I told you these are receipts because of Nia Jax during COVID when she was throwing her into stairs.
There's always one performer, whether male or female, that has the curse of bad luck of injuring their opponents. As Manny pointed out, it was Nia Jax at one point. Currently, it's Kairi Sane. I think it was a wrestling move. It was nothing. The thing about it, yes, Liv can't wrestle. She can rehab, but you can still have her on TV in an armrest. I mean, it's not like it's the end of the world. And honestly, let's be real. It's not like Liv was the best wrestler. We like her for her offstage stuff than her in-ring ability. And it gets Raquel probably off the TV.
She got better.
She's gotten better.
A lot better. You know what? I was shit on Liv wrestling, but I don't shit on it as much anymore. Because you know what? She's gotten a lot better.
I'm glad you're not shitting on stuff no more, man. I just want to let you know I'm glad.
I shit on stuff. You know, I shit the bowl the other day. That's none of my business why I shit the bowl, but I shit the bowl yesterday.
Because he clogged the toilet.
It was a toilet bowl. That's why.
What is wrong with you, man?
I shit everywhere. I'm shitting right now.
I shit on you.
But
I don't even wipe. I just drag my ass on the floor now.
But I
like
thought
a dog.
I thought Ryan was the boo boo baron.
Yeah, but you know what's growing on me?
But Ryan throws shit, right?
No, he melts it. He melts it. He sends it via post.
Marcus just collects his.
Yeah, I just kind of look at this shit.
Is there any other questions that you asked, or should I go to Kane's scenario email?
Yeah, let's wrap the show up. Let's go.
All right. Let me pull up the email. I should have my reading glasses.
You gonna narrate? You put up the email? You think that?
I didn't want dead air. And then let me hit Command Plus to make it really big font. Trick for us old people.
Enhance. It's not a trick for old people. That's just the way to zoom in. You didn't just come up with the life hack. Let me go to YouTube and my new tech channel. This is something for all the older gentlemen.
This is point out.
If you put Command Plus, you can zoom in and you see all the details.
Hey, maybe we start giving tips and life hacks. People will tune in more and subscribe and interact more. Like this life hack. If you need to sharpen the blades in your garbage disposal, use ice. Thank you.
Not that ice. Not that ice. Oh no! Kidnapping me. You bastard.
So the
can't even go to a Dodger game anymore.
The subject line says story time. Eric on assignment. Here's a fun, character-driven short story featuring Marcus and Manny dropping in unexpectedly on Eric while he's working as a photographer at a quinceañera. Oh no!
Oh boy. Parental discretion is strongly advised, and I haven't read any
I hope we bust in like ice. What are you doing?
Title: Surprise booking. The cast: Eric, currently moonlighting as a quinceañera photographer. Professional when he needs to be until his friends show up.
I always want the moonlight or something.
Marcus, chaos incarnate. Thinks quiet interest is a foreign concept. Marcus, that is you in a nutshell. Like a quiet interest is something that is foreign to you.
I am not.
Manny, are you ready for yours? Manny,
go on.
More responsible than Marcus, but still prone to peer pressure and bad timing.
What bad timing got to do? I'm more on time than anyone.
All right.
Who's here first today, though?
Scene one.
The guy with the thumbs.
Entitled The Drop-In. It's a warm Saturday afternoon. Inside a community hall decorated with pink balloons and gold glitter. Eric is crotch low. Snapping action shots of a beaming 15-year-old.
Ain't nobody crotching you.
In a tiara. Smile, now twirl. Hold that. Yes, like that, Eric shouts, channeling every bit of his inner fashion.
I don't want to hear anymore.
He's in his zone. Shutter clicking, light bouncing, parents smiling, and cake untouched.
Wait. Who's saying he's in his zone?
I don't know. Maybe I'm in my own head at this one.
I would love for somebody to walk in there and be like, yo, you know, that photographer, he in the zone right now. Oh, shit.
Dog,
no one ever said that.
He crazy.
Dog,
He's crazy.
I know he's capturing fire. Look how he got them posed.
Yeah. Wow.
I can actually say I have said that. I'd be like, oh, that's a really good photographer at the show. Anyway, then crash. The back door swings open like a wrestling entrance. In walk Marcus and Manny, both dressed totally inappropriately. Marcus in a Stone Cold 316 tee and Manny in Lakers gear. Eric freezes mid.
This is so not us. Whatever.
Oh no,
if I'm in Stone Cold gear, can I wear the booty shorts with the boots? I'm just saying.
Oh no, he slowly lowering his camera. Across the hall, Abuelitas turn and frown. The DJ leans in suspiciously. The birthday
I can't even
cousin,
see what you're reading. It's just...
I pronounce things wrong. Leave me alone. I'm not good at Spanish. The birthday girl cousin pulls out her phone to record. Marcus throws his arms up like he just entered the Royal Rumble. Ay, mi gente. Where's the party at?
This is not correct.
Manny follows behind, already regretting everything.
So much better than this.
We just came to say, what's up? Not cause a scene, Marcus. Eric storms over, whisper yelling, "What are you doing here? I told you I had a gig. You said you were booked on Saturday. That could be the podcast or a hot date. You didn't say it was this," Marcus replies. "I literally said quinceanera. Camera, serious work."
How could you not say quinceanera?
3 things Marcus actively ignores. "I heard cake, and that's where my attention cut out," Marcus admits.
It's never happened ever with me and Kate.
Scene 2, blend in, or get out.
Oh,
Eric's side.
blood in, blood out. I'm like,
Look,
oh shit.
You
Like,
can't just walk in here uninvited. This ain't Raw after WrestleMania. Manny holds up a bakery box. "We brought churros."
Racist? That's a bit racist.
Well, Manny, you're ambiguous, so it could be just a sign that you're coming over with your new churro company.
Manny, I don't know if that's racist or what Eric says is next is racist. Eric pauses. "Okay, that's at least 30% acceptable." That is not acceptable.
30%? When are we start?
No, wait. First of all, who's upset? Who's ever upset to get a box of churros? Fresh churros? Come on. I don't care where I'm at. That's always a good
Just
time.
then, the DJ starts the father-daughter dance. The lights dim. Everyone turns toward the stage. Eric rushes back to position. Marcus leans in. "Yo, I bet I could get a better crowd shot with my phone." Manny snatches it away. "Nope, let Eric work. We just chill by the food table and not cause chaos." 5 minutes later, Marcus is in a dance circle with Tyler's doing the worm while Manny is cornered by the girl's Tia, explaining why he's still not married.
I mean,
That could be accurate.
Well, what happened to me is true. That happens to me at parties.
Yeah, that happens to be a point, and then they also dancing on the floor randomly if I had too much to drink, and be like,
With
"What
the
are you
toddlers?
doing?" No,
With toddlers?
I don't think toddlers are there for
All
the
right.
most part.
Scene 3,
For the
Book
most
and
part,
Bless.
I'm getting
After
dead.
the final group photo, Eric joins them, sweating but smiling.
Ugh,
"You actually
Eric.
did good," he admits. "Didn't think you could behave." Marcus grins, powdered sugar on his shirt. Turns out quinceañeras
Yes, okay.
have some of the best snacks of the game. Manny points, "And the grandma over there said we could come to her other granddaughter's party next month. We're basically Quince royalty now." Eric shakes his head. "I swear, y'all like walking side quests, but thanks for dropping in, kinda." They walk out into the evening, music still bumping behind them. Marcus turned to Eric. "By the way, if this podcast thing doesn't work out, you ever think of doing wrestling-themed quinceañeras?" Eric blinks. "Don't tempt me."
What kind of sitcom is this?
I kind of want to read the other one, but I know Marcus want to go to bed, so we'll save that for next week.
There is no show next week.
So
Why?
watch along.
No champions.
Oh yeah, it's at 10 in the morning. You're right.
Are we doing a watch along? Or we're just going to skip it. We're taking
Doing watch along. I'm doing watch along.
Oh well, Manny, I can't let you watch along. Oh, you said at 10 in the morning?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay. I may be late.
Oh yeah, you got stuff.
I'm in therapy.
Oh, I didn't think you were gonna mention that on there.
Oh no, I'm happy about my therapy. I learned out that I learned a lot today.
It's a court order, guy, so it's not that important.
Whereas court order, or if it's self order, you did it yourself, and that's what you're going. You're going to fix yourself to make you a better world for you and me. Because we all.
Well, you didn't call.
He's going for his porn addiction.
Yeah, you didn't call anybody a heifer or a bitch. The worst thing you did was stare at Michin's titties for about an hour on this show.
I said that she moisturized very well.
I said you're doing better, okay?
And I said it was a nice top. I didn't say anything about it. It was a very nice top.
We knew what you meant.
Yeah. Making milk noises too. Disgusting. Just going. Disgusting.
He's not even listening to us anyway.
Yeah.
He's just shut down. Ding 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 ding.
Well, because you guys are trying to steal
Fantasize
my
it.
photo shoot.
Fantasize her that you were in Keith Lee's outfit. You got her coming there as a bear cat. Like, I could be a bear cat too.
I don't have any comments for that. I really don't. I don't. You know, Marcus, I think the story just really sums up who you are. That is who you are. That is who you are.
For he is limitless.
Anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Sharpshooters. As Marcus thinks about Keith Lee putting in work.
No, I'm thinking about you dressed as Keith Lee putting in work.
With Keith Lee watching?
Cuck Lee.
Cuck Lee.
Bearcat, Cuck Lee. This is the corner watching you.
Lord have mercy. May God help us all. I'm
Well,
Eric.
you're the one that got caught sitting in the cuck chair. This is the last time you were on location.
That's true. Last week.
That was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, you were in there.
Anyway.
What's that chair like? You get a burqa? Start masturbating like Diddy?
I'm Eric. I'll let these guys introduce. I don't know. We had a very appropriate show until the very end. Very end.
No, you were talking about glistening titties for a bit.
I was talking about a very nice top that Michin was wearing.
Eric, I want you to go back and watch the footage and go how long you were talking about Michin and their top. Me and Manny were just sitting here going, well, is he ever going to finish? We had a whole side conversation in the private chat. We were like, wow, he's still going. There's more details about this than we talked about John Cena. You can't see me. Eric was like, I can't see them.
I bet if we go back to the footage, after I mentioned the top that Michin was wearing, it was you and Manny who talked more about it, making fun of me, talking about me being. I guarantee that it was longer than that because I just kind of sit there and took it.
Man, that's what a cuck does do. Anyway,
I set that up for you, sir. I set that up for you. That was my alley for you.
Yeah,
that was the payback for you not realizing I knew who the Vanity Project was.
What do you make of the Lakers sale, Eric?
I think it's a great thing for the Lakers, personally. I mean, like the thing about that a lot of people don't understand, although the Lakers are one of the more recognizable franchises in the league, there also was a mom and pop operation. And some of the luxuries that like franchises had, like having assistants and stuff to do, they couldn't afford to do it. So now that you have the dude who owns the Dodgers or have investments in the Dodgers, it should be very great that they can spend money and have more technology going forward. I mean, I know it's not happy for Marcus because, Marcus had Steve Ballmer, who's the only man who had money in the league. Now the Lakers got money.
Lakers have always had money. What are you talking about?
Also, I can't wait for Game 7.
Just trying to spit some truth here. That the Lakers are some underdog that they just came up because they didn't have any money. No, well, fuck them, fuck LeBron, fuck Pelinka and Jeannie Buss.
Let me also say that for all the people who were talking bad about the NBA and about the OKC and Indiana and small market teams, anybody who really enjoys basketball, this has been. What's up, Rika? This has been one of the best finals in a long time, and nothing's better than a Game 7.
Rika said end the show.
Nothing's better than a Game 7, and quite frankly, Marcus, I'm sorry I'm about to do this. I'm sorry about to say it, but I hope Indiana wins.
I don't, because I want to see Pat McAfee eat his bullshit. I'm tired of seeing this fool.
Oh. Hey, I'll ask you this, and the show's over. Corey Graves being back on Raw was much better. It was breath of fresh air.
Yeah. I mean, Pat McAfee is a novelty act. It was fun when it first started, but then after a while, you just like, I think once he got to America, it was just like, I'm sick of your shit. I mean, there were some people who couldn't stand him at the beginning. I mean, it is. I mean, I think Corey Graves proved how much a professional he was at Worlds Collide. And I want to say shout out to both AEW and WWE for doing two very good shows that featured Mexican superstars. I think I preferred Worlds Collide because it was a little bit more contained compared to with all the multiple men matches that
fucking
AEW
iguana.
did.
It's the iguana, man. You know it. It's why you cheering the Worlds Collide. It's Mr. Iguana. You son of a bitch. That's all you want to see. That's all everybody wants to see.
No, I like the clown. I don't know what his name was.
I will point out that I really like the old women who were going after Stephanie Vaquera and Lola Vice. I don't know why, but I just felt like Lola and them were fighting themselves in the future. Like this is
Manny.
like
Coming from the guy that was talking about Michin's top earlier, he don't know why he liked that match. Staring holes through them. Staring holes.
No, it was a funny match. They were old and crazy. I don't know if I like Psycho Cloud because I don't like his chin thing. I don't like that.
You mean his tongue?
Whatever that. It's tongue chin. I don't know if I like that. I'm just not a fan of that. But overall, the show is over. Thank you guys for joining us in the chat room. Yes, Montez, you're right. The dog is like in the show because she needs Manny to cradle her and treat her right, hug her and squeeze her all through the night. I'm Eric.
I'm that guy.
And I'm Marcus, the grand finale. Tune in next time when we get sponsorship from these motherfuckers here.
Because we are the meats. Anyway, stay sharp. We out. That's what Keith Lee had to do.